Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel again today. I am Rohan, and I'm really glad to be here with all of you. We all face difficult situations in life, don't we? And many times pressure and stress become a big part of it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sonica, and I'm very happy to join this talk. I think this topic is really important for all of us today. Whether you are a student, an employee, or a homemaker, we all feel pressure in one way or another in our lives.
Yes, and the main point is that pressure is a part of life. But the way we handle that pressure is in our hands. Sometimes it feels like things are going out of control. But even in those moments, we can stay calm and peaceful.
Absolutely right, Rohan. I believe staying calm is a skill. It's something we all can learn with practice and patience. It doesn't come in one day, but slowly we can train our mind. We just need to take one small step every day.
So let's begin with a simple question that many people ask. When do you feel the most pressure or stress in your life? What kind of situations make your mind feel heavy and tense? Because understanding the source of stress is the first step.
That's a great question, Rohan. I feel pressure mostly at work, when I have too many tasks at once and little time to do them, or when people expect me to do everything perfectly all the time. It becomes too much for my mind, and I start to feel tired.
Yes, I think that happens to many of us, Sonica. Sometimes even students feel the same during exams. They have to complete homework, prepare for tests, and stay top. It becomes difficult to manage everything and stay focused.
Exactly, Rohan. Even simple things like housework or family needs can also become stressful when they all happen at the same time. Sometimes we try to be strong and handle everything ourselves, but slowly it affects our mind, and we lose our calm.
And that's when we need to stop and ask ourselves this question. Am I taking care of myself while handling all this? Because stress is not just in our tasks, it's in our thinking too. And when our mind is full, it becomes hard to stay peaceful.
Yes, and one thing that has helped me a lot is deep breathing. When I feel like I'm losing control, I just stop and breathe. I take long, slow breaths and close my eyes for a moment. It really helps me feel centered and relaxed again.
Breathing is so powerful and simple at the same time. Just 5 or 6 deep breaths can change how we feel. Our heart slows down and our thoughts start to become clear. And that's when we can make better decisions.
Another thing I try is writing down my thoughts on paper. When everything is inside my head, it feels very heavy. But when I write things down, it feels like I'm emptying my mind. And I can finally see what I need to do first and what can wait.
Yes, journaling or writing a simple to-do list really helps. It turns a big problem into small and clear steps. It makes us feel like we are in control again. That is a very calming feeling when we are under pressure.
Also, I talk to someone I trust when I feel really overwhelmed. It can be a close friend, a sibling, or even a colleague. Sometimes we don't need a solution, we just need to be heard. And after that, we feel much lighter inside.
And that's true. Talking to someone who listens without judgment can really help release the stress we carry silently. When we speak our heart out, we feel like we're not alone, and that makes a big difference in how calm we feel.
I also try to take short walks when things feel too much. Even a 10-minute walk outside makes a change in my mood. I look at trees, the sky, and feel the fresh air. It feels like I'm giving my mind a little holiday.
That's such a good idea, Sonica. Nature has a calming power. When we step away from our desk or room for a while, it breaks the cycle of overthinking and worry in our mind. And we come back feeling more relaxed and ready.
Another small change that helps is music. I play soft and slow music when I feel pressure building. The sounds make me feel safe and peaceful inside. It's like giving comfort to your own heart.
Yes, I do that too. I have a playlist called Calm and Clear. Whenever I feel stressed, I listen to that for a few minutes. The music doesn't solve the problem, but it changes my energy, and that helps me think more clearly afterward.
Also, sleep is something many people ignore when they are stressed. But sleep is very important to keep our mind strong and calm. A tired mind feels more fear, more doubt, and more worry. So I make sure to rest properly, even during busy times.
That's true. Rest is not a waste of time, it's a need. When we sleep well, we handle pressure with more confidence. It's easier to stay calm when the mind is fresh and rested, and that's why we should never skip good sleep.
You know, Rohan, sometimes stress is not about the work. It's about how we think about the work. If we always say, I can't do this, or I will fail, then our mind becomes negative and full of fear.
Exactly. Our thoughts shape our emotions every day. If we keep thinking bad things, we feel more pressure. But if we say, I will try or I can handle this, then we feel more peace even during hard times.
Positive thinking does not mean ignoring the problem. It means facing the problem with a calm and brave heart. It means believing that stress is a passing cloud, and calmness is the clear sky behind that cloud.
That was a beautiful way to say it, Sonica. I also learned to say no to some things that cause pressure. We cannot do everything, and that's okay. Saying no helps protect our peace and time.
Yes, learning to say no is very important. Many people say yes because they feel guilty or afraid, but later, they feel stress, anger, or sadness. It's better to say no kindly than to suffer silently.
Meditation is another way I have learned to stay calm. Just sitting with closed eyes and watching your breath. It feels like cleaning your mind from all the noise. After meditation, I feel light, calm, and focused.
I do simple meditations too. Even 5 minutes every day helps. Sometimes I just repeat a peaceful word like calm or peace. It makes me feel connected to something deep and silent. It's a place I can return to when life gets too loud.
I also do light yoga or stretching when my body feels tense. Because stress doesn't only live in our mind, it lives in our body. Stretching helps release that tension and brings relief. It also improves our breathing and blood flow.
Yes, and even smiling helps in stressful times. Sometimes I just smile while looking in the mirror. It feels silly, but it really works. It tells my brain that everything is okay.
That's a sweet trick, Sonica. I'll try that next time. Also, reducing screen time helps me stay calmer. Too much phone or social media brings anxiety and pressure. So I take screen breaks and sit in silence sometimes.
You are right. Silence is very healing. We don't always need music, TV, or talking. Sometimes just sitting in a quiet room helps a lot. In that silence, the answers often come to us.
Sonica, do you remember a time when you felt a lot of pressure? Maybe a moment when everything felt too heavy or confusing? How did you deal with that moment and stay calm inside? Could you share that story with us today?
Yes, I remember one time when I had 3 big deadlines at work. At the same time, a family member fell sick, and I had to help. I felt like I was running in many directions at once, and inside my heart, I felt like I was about to break.
That really sounds like a tough time to go through. Handling work and personal pressure together is very hard. How did you manage your mind and stay calm in that week? Did you do anything different to support yourself?
At first, I tried to do everything perfectly by myself, but I soon realized that I was making myself weak and tired. So I spoke to my manager and explained my situation clearly. He understood and gave me some time and support.
That's really nice. Many people forget that asking for help is okay. It doesn't mean we are weak. It shows that we are human. If we keep everything to ourselves, pressure only grows more. Sharing with someone can reduce half of the stress.
Exactly. After that, I made a list of small steps to take. I stopped thinking about everything at once. Instead, I focused only on one task at a time, and I allowed myself to take small breaks between tasks.
That's a smart move. When we break a problem into parts, it feels more manageable and less scary. Our brain works better when we are not panicking. And when we take breaks, our mind can rest and reset.
Yes, and every evening I sat for 10 minutes in silence. I didn't check my phone. I didn't watch anything. I just sat quietly and watched my thoughts come and go. It helped me stay connected to peace inside me.
That's so powerful, Sonica. I think silence is often forgotten. We live in a noisy world with messages, calls, and news. But silence helps us hear our inner voice again. And that voice often tells us how to stay calm.
Now I always tell people, you don't need to do everything today. Sometimes we are in a hurry to finish everything fast. But being calm means knowing what can wait and giving yourself permission to slow down.
That's true. Slow is not weak, it's wise. Rushing often brings mistakes and more pressure. But moving slowly with awareness brings peace and better results. So slowing down is actually a smart way to stay calm.
Do you have any personal story, Rohan, about handling pressure? Maybe a time when things felt very hard and stressful for you? How did you find calmness inside during that time? We would love to hear your experience too.
Yes, Sonica. I remember one time I had an important job interview. I had been trying for that job for months with full effort. But one day before the interview, I felt very sick and tired, and my mind was full of fear, doubt, and pressure.
Oh no, that must have felt very frustrating for you. You worked so hard and then fell sick right before the big day. What did you do to stay calm and confident inside? How did you handle that pressure in your heart?
I realized I had two choices, either panic or accept the situation. So I accepted that my body was tired and I needed rest. I stopped worrying about the result and focused on breathing. I took warm tea, listened to calming music, and slept early.
That's a wise choice, Rohan. Accepting things brings so much peace. When we resist or fight with situations, stress becomes bigger. But when we say, this is what it is, peace enters our mind, and we begin to see what we can still do.
Exactly. On the morning of the interview, I felt calm. Not because I was 100% ready, but because I was peaceful inside. I gave the interview with full honesty and calmness, and I got the job, maybe because I was not full of fear.
That's such a beautiful example, Rohan. It shows how calmness can help us give our best performance. Even when the body is tired, a calm mind can stay strong. And that strength helps us face challenges with grace.
Yes, so many times we think stress helps us do better, but actually, stress blocks our full potential. When we are calm, our ideas flow better and our mind is clear. So calmness is not weakness. It's a secret strength.
That's such an important message for our listeners today. Stress is natural, but calmness is something we can choose. It starts with small steps like breathing, resting, and pausing, and it grows stronger every time we practice it.
Absolutely. We don't need to fight stress with force. We can face it with peace, patience, and simple tools, like silence, sleep, support, or even a short walk. These small things create a big change inside us.
And when we feel calm, we treat others better too. We listen more, we speak gently, and we respond with care. Calmness is not just good for us, it helps everyone around. It spreads peace like a candle lighting another candle.
That's such a beautiful image, Sonica. A calm person becomes a light in a stressful world. And all of us can become that light with daily practice. It starts by caring for our own heart first.
Rohan, I think one reason people don't stay calm is because of overthinking. Their minds keep going in circles about what could go wrong. And that thinking creates more fear, more stress, and more pressure. What do you do when your thoughts become too loud or fast?
That's a good point, Sonica. Overthinking is a real problem. When my thoughts race too fast, I try to slow them with writing. I take a notebook and write everything going on in my mind. After writing, the mind feels lighter and more peaceful.
That's a nice method, Rohan. Writing is like cleaning the mind. We remove the noise and see things more clearly. I also like to talk to a close friend when thoughts are too much. Just sharing how I feel gives me more clarity and comfort.
Yes, talking is powerful. A kind listener can help us breathe again. They may not have the solution, but their presence gives support. Sometimes we just need someone to say, "It's okay, I understand." That simple care helps us return to calmness.
And sometimes we need to be that kind listener for ourselves too. We can speak to ourselves kindly, like we speak to a friend. We can say, I know you are trying your best. It's okay. These gentle words calm the mind more than we realize.
That's so true, Sonica. Self-kindness is the heart of inner calm. Many people are hard on themselves when things go wrong. But pressure reduces when we stop blaming ourselves, and instead, we support and forgive ourselves with love.
Yes, and we must also protect our energy and space. Not all situations or people are good for our peace. Sometimes we need to say no or take a step back. That is not selfish. It's necessary for mental calm.
Absolutely. Protecting your peace is not being rude. It's choosing what keeps your mind strong and balanced. If a place or person brings constant stress, we must notice that and slowly create healthy boundaries with love and respect.
I like how you said boundaries with love. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about care. Care for our own peace and the peace of others, too. When we are calm, we can give more to others.
Yes, calmness makes us better in every role we play, whether as a student, worker, friend, or family member. We handle things with more wisdom and less reaction, and people start trusting our presence and decisions.
I remember during exams, I used to feel a lot of stress, but I realized that being calm before studying helped more. If I studied with panic, I forgot everything fast. But if I studied calmly, I remembered better and felt confident.
I had the same experience, Sonica. Calm study is always better than stressed study. Our brain learns and remembers better in peace. So calming ourselves before starting is very important.
Sometimes, even just closing eyes for 1 minute helps. Taking 10 deep breaths, feeling the air, and smiling softly. This small pause brings so much calm and power inside. We often forget how strong simple habits can be.
Yes, these small things build big strength over time. Drinking water, taking walks, sleeping early, smiling more. They all sound simple, but they protect our mental peace. A peaceful mind is built with small daily actions.
And we must also stop comparing our life with others. Comparing brings pressure, sadness, and anxiety. Everyone has their own journey and timing. So, calmness comes from accepting our path with trust.
Comparison is a thief of joy and peace. We must focus on our progress, not others' success. That helps us stay calm and grow at our own speed. Calmness increases when we stop competing in our mind.
And let's not forget the power of nature, sitting in sunlight, watching trees, listening to birds. These natural things heal our pressure and stress. Nature reminds us to slow down and be still.
Yes, I love walking barefoot on grass. It makes me feel grounded and peaceful. Nature does not rush, but still everything gets done. We can learn calmness just by watching nature.
I also enjoy watching the sky during sunset. The changing colors feel like a quiet song. And in that moment, my worries feel small. It's like the sky says, "This too shall pass." Thanks for watching my podcast video. I am so grateful to you that you stayed with me. Keep watching and learning. Best of luck, my friend.